the male body produces a sperm, right?
Yeah.
That creates a flagella that has enough sugar package to propel that sperm. Okay? On top of that sperm is the DNA package, the parcel, which is encoded, which is encompassed with a membrane, right? That protects it, the package, till it gets to its destination. So, how does the male body produce a sperm exactly for something that doesn't know in the female uterus? Where the female uterus kills every bacteria, anything that goes into it, self-cleaning unit. But the male can produce, has no conception of the female body or the uterus of the womb or whatever, but it could produce a perfect cell that could travel up there. This is why I think we're genetically produced, and this is what they don't teach us in school. And this is the critical thinking that we don't have. Like, you ever ask yourself that? Like, fucking through biology and shit? Don't you ever think about that shit? Like, haven't you ever, like, asked yourself, like, we don't know the female body, but the male produces something that's perfect in an environment that does not know.
God.
What is God, though? God, oil, dollars?
But
what is God? Like, you know?
I don't know, actually.
Like, what I know about it is God is that we worship a sun god named Amun-Ra.
Amun-Ra.
Sunset, sunrise. Like, sunset. Set is the god of darkness, the god of evil. Right? That's why it's in our language, sunset. Because that's when the sun sets, that's when darkness comes. By the way, if you look at any biblical text, there's no, like, any historical text, there's nothing that means Christ, or there's only the closest thing called Crisco, which means fat, right? That's Crisco, fat. So if you look at any old text of Lord, it's actually spelled L-A-R-D, lard, and that's how it's pronounced. What's lard? Is congealed Crisco, congealed fat. That's an old term, old language. Anointment. Who the anointed one? What does anointment mean? Anointed one, like the chosen one, right? But we also think about anointed, putting oil on something, anointing something in old Scottish language, to anoint, right? To oil your member. So it's all sexual. Like, everything's all sexual related to religion. Like, you know, nobody asks about the bicker, like when they say the bicker of Christ, right? The bicker. Well, what does bicker mean? If you look at in the dictionary again, bicker means the stand in for, right? So the Pope is standing in, you know, because Jesus ruled the planet, right? Ruled the world. So the vicar of Christ is the Pope, right? So in that language, he's standing in for God and he's ruling over us. And that's why they could give people titles and shit. Like, anybody with a title is all related to the blood family. You want to hear something crazy? Relations to Lincoln and JFK?
Yeah, I'm totally down with this.
Lincoln was appointed into office in 1860. JFK, 1960. Okay, 100-year difference. Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, 15 letters. Kennedy was killed by Lee Ozzy Oswald, 15 letters. Lee ran away from a warehouse and shot in a theater. Wilkes Booth ran away from a theater and shot at a warehouse. Lincoln was shot in a car named Kennedy. Kennedy was shot in a car made from Ford called Lincoln. Lincoln was shot in Maryland. Okay? At the time of Lincoln getting shot, Kennedy was in Maryland Monroe. Lincoln's secretary was called Miss Kennedy. JFK, John's secretary was called Miss Lincoln. I'm not making this shit up, dude. You can look this up on the internet. Okay?
I know. This is gnarly stuff, man. Why have I not? This ass is kicking my ass. This is epic, dude. Your face is like
what?
Into a cat.
JFK wasn't shot in a Lincoln, though.
She was shot in a Ford.
No, but JFK wasn't shot in a Lincoln.
Called Lincoln.
He wasn't in a Lincoln.
What was he shot in?
I can't remember, but I know it's not a Lincoln. I'm surprised I'm alive, man. I'm lucky I could even.
Dude, no, it's epic that you joined in this conversation, though.
I can hear that, man. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
We're not the only ones.
Dude,
our DNA is crazy, dude. Our DNA is fucked up. Like it's in every. It's in our it's in sacred geometry. It's like I can't fathom the shit that goes on.